Moi! Turku Yoga Guide here. In this session I will teach you Virabhadrasana A and B. Those are the two warrior poses. But before that, let's talk few words about self-study, Svadhyaya, and surrender, Ishvara Pranidhana. Every time you are practicing yoga, if you are doing your asana practice, your breathing practice, or relaxing, you will learn something about yourself, about your body, about your mind, about your feelings. And it's really important to start observing what is going on in your body while you're doing your practice. What are the thoughts that are circulating in your mind? Or what kind of feelings are you collecting or releasing from your body while doing your practice? So make sure you're observing what happens inside of yourself. And with the help of the pratyahara, the withdrawing of the senses inwards, it's easy to start observing yourself and noticing everything that happens inside of you. And while you are doing your asana practices, sometimes you might feel that you are not good enough, or you are not strong enough, or you are not flexible enough, or you don't have the discipline to do your practice. So in those moments of discomfort or disbelief, remember that you can always surrender to a power higher than yourself. But first you need to find your small tiny self that you can also call a soul. And once you have found your own small tiny soul, remember that there is the bigger universal soul. And that's something that you can always use and surrender to when you need to. Or even if you don't need to, just to relax your body and to relax your mind. And in the following warrior poses, you might need to surrender yourself to the higher power. So let's take a look at the Virabhadrasana A and B. The warrior poses are part of the vinyasa, the sun salutation sequence. So before the warrior poses, you did Utkatasana, and then you continued with the vinyasa, the sun salutation. And the same sun salutation takes you to the first warrior pose. I will show you how. You have started in Samastitihi. And with the first inhalation, you have raised your arms above your body. With the exhalation, you bend it forward and folded your body towards your legs. With the inhalation, you straightened your back and looked up. With the exhalation, you stepped back. And with the inhalation, you made upward facing dog. And with the exhalation, you made a downward facing dog. Then you bent your knees and walked forward to create the Utkatasana. And you stayed here for 5 breaths. And then you continued by squatting down and placing your hands on the floor and stepping back to all fours or with your straight legs. Then you continue, inhale to an upward facing dog again, and then exhale to a downward facing dog again. And now it's time to do the first warrior pose, Virabhadrasana A. You start by externally rotating your left leg, and now place some weight to the outer edge of your foot so you lift the inner arch up and off the floor. Step your right leg forward between your hands and bend your right knee 90 degrees. And then raise your arms up as you just did in the previous pose and try to see your thumbs again. So this is the first warrior pose. Stay here for 5 breaths. With the inhalation, straighten both knees and rotate your legs. And then repeat the same thing to the left side. So rotate your leg from the hip socket, bend your left knee over your toes, and then look up towards your thumbs. Stay here for 5 breaths. With the inhalation, come back to the center again, and now open your arms by your sides and relax your shoulder blades down so you are not lifting your shoulders towards your ears, but create some space between your shoulders and your ears and allow your shoulder blades to glide down to your back. As you exhale, rotate your left leg again from the hip socket, bend your left knee 90 degrees, and then look over your left arm towards your fingertips. This is the second warrior pose. Stay here for 5 breaths. With the inhalation, straighten your knees again and rotate your legs to the same direction. And as you exhale, rotate your right leg. Bend your right knee 90 degrees so your knee is directly over your toes. And then you look over your right arm towards your fingertips. And stay here for 5 breaths. After the 5th breath, bring your hands on the floor and step your right leg back to all fours or keep your knees straight. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale to a downward facing dog. And this time bend your knees and cross your legs to sit down. And those were the last standing poses. So we have covered all the standing poses that I have taught you so far. And then the next part is the closing or the finishing sequence. We'll get back to that in the next session. Kiitos, moi moi.